Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. As you know, fall is my favorite time of year. It is also the superior season. You cannot convince me otherwise. There are just so many wonderful things about fall. I won't go into detail, but one of them being the best time of year to just bake and cook and explore with different ingredients and seasonal items and just so good. So for today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you 5 healthy fall recipes that you can make at home. I'm gonna have all the ingredients and everything listed out for you guys. And just as a little FYI, I talk about this in all of my healthy recipe videos, is that healthy is subjective. Your definition may be different than mine, and that's okay. Healthier to me in this video, I'm just using like lower calorie options, maybe some sugar-free options. I'm using some produce, some fruits and veggies, things like that. But don't let that stop you from enjoying like the fall and holiday season. There are just some recipes out there, okay? They just cannot be replicated in a healthy version. I'm sorry, we cannot replace regular flour with almond flour sometimes. It just doesn't work, okay? Enjoy, eat what you want, life is short, but let's get into some healthy fall recipes. Let's jump into the first recipe, which are these pumpkin chocolate chip muffins. So for starters, you're gonna need some oat flour, and you could buy oat flour, but you can also just make it, and it's super easy. Watch how easy this is. Do you see that? Oat flour, piece of cake. So the next thing you're adding is a whole can of pumpkin puree. Make sure it's not pumpkin pie mix, there's a difference. Next, add in your eggs. One-handed. For some sweetness in this, I am adding some sugar-free maple syrup. You can use regular maple syrup, you can use honey, you can just add sugar if you want. This, again, is like the healthier version, I guess, if we're using sugar-free, even though there's probably some not great ingredients with the sugar-free stuff, but hey, you know what? It's okay, it's all good. We don't all live forever anyways, right? We're now gonna do a little bit of milk. I'm opting for some almond milk. You do whatever milk of choice. Add in a pinch of salt. Who decided that a pinch was gonna be a measurement when baking? Like who approved that? Who was like, you know what, we've got 1/4 of a cup, a teaspoon, an ounce of whatever, but they were like, you know what would be better than all of those things is a pinch. Just a pinch. What does that mean? Like, what does it really mean, you know? Now I'm adding in the pumpkin pie spice. Again, measure with your heart. I mean, the more the merrier, you know? And now we mix. The batter looks great, and lastly, I'm adding in some chocolate chips. I'm adding the batter to the muffin tins. You could make a loaf, you could make mini muffins. Do whatever you want. I'm going for muffins because I love a good muffin. I am starting with 2 packages of squash, some butternut squash, because I'm gonna be making a butternut squash pasta. Please forgive me for buying pre-cut, pre-sliced butternut squash for convenience in the video. So what I'm gonna do is just I'm gonna throw these on a baking sheet. That was like ridiculous. I'm then gonna cut up a little bit of white onion and add this to the mix as well. This is just a little bit that I had left over. Good God, I don't have any dexterity. What is wrong with me? Now I'm just gonna spray a little bit of this avocado spray on the veggies here. Do a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. How does this work? This? No. Just open, oh wait. Got it. A little bit of, hello? What am I doing wrong here? What's happening? Oh wait, is it? It's not easy being me, okay? I think I want to spice this up a little more. I'm gonna add a little bit of cinnamon, just cause you know. And I think I'm gonna do some chili powder. So this is going to be the cream-based sauce for the butternut squash pasta. So I'm gonna mix this up, throw this in my preheated oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna go maybe like 20 or 30 minutes or until the veggies are soft. I've got water boiling back there, and to give it that healthier kick, for the pasta, I'm gonna be using some Banza pasta. If you don't know what this is, it's chickpea pasta. So it has a lot of protein in it. Not like a lot of protein, but it has more protein than just your regular generic pasta. So this is the healthy alternative, if you will. I'm gonna add the roasted butternut squash and onions back into my blender. I'm gonna add just a splash of almond milk to this. I'm gonna keep blending this until it's smooth, but before I do that, I am gonna add in a little bit of fresh thyme. The next things that I'm going to be preparing are for a fall harvest salad. I'm gonna be dicing up a sweet potato that I just peeled and then also preparing some chickpeas. We're gonna spice these up again. I'm doing a little bit of avocado oil, some pepper, paprika, and lastly, a little bit of onion powder. Mix these up a little bit, and then these are gonna go in the oven as well for a little while. Time TBD. I still have the oven going at 375 Fahrenheit. Honestly, this is probably gonna take, I would say 20 or so minutes to cook just until the veggies get soft. Fall harvest salad. This is gonna be the easiest to assemble, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. For me personally, I'm a huge mixed greens kind of girl. Then I'm gonna add in some arugula. Next to the salad, I'm gonna be adding in some of these dried cranberries. You can do apple slices. You could do some more butternut squash. I think dried cranberries really give it the fall theme. Next, I'm adding in some sunflower seeds. I like to add my goat cheese in like this. I like to just take a fork and kind of crumble it on top. For the final touches of the fall harvest salad, I'm adding in some roasted sweet potato and roasted chickpeas from earlier. And of course, what is a good salad without a good dressing to pair it with? I'll have the exact measurements somewhere. I'll either put it in the video or in the description below, but it's pumpkin puree, apple cider vinegar, a little bit of pumpkin pie spice, some fresh thyme, and a little bit of olive oil. And this stuff, you guys, is so flipping delicious. You could add this to any salad. You could have this year round. It does not even have to be fall themed. But if you're looking for a good fall dressing, this right here, delicious. I think Honeycrisp apples are the best. I know a lot of people in fall will use like Granny Smith, Red Delicious, I don't know. You just need an apple for some apple pie baked oats. You wanna do like little quarter pieces. I'm gonna be doing the pumpkin pie spice from Trader Joe's and a little bit of cinnamon just to get a good, you know, like apple pie-esque flavor going on. And then I'm gonna use some coconut oil to, okay. We don't need no man. I'm using just a little bit of coconut oil, and I don't know if I'm sauteing the apples, caramelizing them. I don't know the word for it. We're gonna let the oil heat up, add the apples to it, and just let them get like nice and warm and soft before we use them in the full recipe. I've come across a little bit of a problem that I don't have a small enough baking dish to throw in the oven. So as my backup plan, I am going to be microwaving this, so you can choose to do either one. I feel like they'll probably turn out better in the oven, but I feel confident that this will work in the microwave. I'm doing a half a cup of oats, a half a cup of milk of your choice. Again, I'm using unsweetened vanilla almond milk. Throwing in 1 egg. So I just added in some pumpkin pie spice, and then I'm gonna add in some cinnamon. This is why I don't need to have the labels turned away from me and just reaching into the oblivion. Now just blend everything together, and then the apples are gonna go in afterwards. If you don't feel like using a pan and a stovetop to do the apples, you can certainly just microwave them as well. You just want them to get a little bit soft. I don't recommend putting like raw apples into this. I feel like it tastes better when they're slightly cooked. Moving on to the next recipe, I'm gonna be making a flatbread pizza, and I'm not quite using a flatbread, I'm not using pizza dough. Instead, I'm using one of these whole grain and flax tortilla wraps. Now, as I mentioned, do what your heart desires. If you wanna use a flatbread, if you wanna whip up some pizza dough, go for it. I know this doesn't look that exciting, but again, we're going for a little bit of a healthier option, and these are like, I think 100 calories per tortilla or whatever. These are from Sam's Club, I believe. We get them in bulk. They're really good for wraps, for little mini pizzas, whatever. So that's what we're making. To assemble the pizza, I'm starting with these caramelized onions. Next up for the pizza, to give a little bit of sweet and a little bit of savory, and also because these two are just perfect together and it just screams fall, some brie cheese and an apple. I was letting this brie sit out for a little bit, so it's a lot bit creamy right now, but we're gonna make it work. Update, I'm literally just grabbing it with my fingers because it is so melted right now. Honestly, it doesn't really look that bad. The next topping that I'm adding to this delicious pizza is some slices of an apple, and you wanna make sure you go really thin with your slices. And finally, to top it all off, I'm gonna add some arugula. And you guessed it, this is going in the oven. It's gonna go on the bottom rack. I really wanna make sure the bottom cooks and it's nice and crispy. Not to be biased or anything, but I feel like everything came out looking absolutely incredible, and I can't wait for you guys to try some of these recipes for yourself. As always, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.